Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the XOX Esports Challenge, our post-race show, looking back at all the strills and spills of round one there at Watkins Glen. I'm your host for this evening, Matthew Palmer. With me, we have Urshad. Hi there, Urshad.
I'm
He's
good, thank you.
Yep, he's our quartermaster, helping all the drivers out in getting all their documents and everything else sorted out and making sure they're tucked in nice into bed at the end of the night.
Very well said, Max. Thank you
Yeah.
very much for that. Yeah.
And also on Discord voice, kita ada Paduka Syuib Hassan, kita punya Club of the Course. Apa khabar, Paduka? Alamak, Paduka terlari.
Like I said, there's some technical issues with Paduka, but he will be back. I can assure that. So what do we have in store right now, Max?
Right, we had an absolutely fantastic race. So we're going to have a look at the pro, all the thrills and spills of the pro and AM races. We'll have a look at the AM races first, right after this. But let's just have a quick look at the chat there. Look at all those guys saying hello, hello guys, hello Kavinda Singh, Muhammad Budi, Surit Salvaraju, and Leong Pun Fai, Kavinda Singh, and all the guys out there. Kavinda Singh, Paduka.
Hello everyone. Yes.
Hai, apa khabar?
Ya, itu dia.
Selamat malam.
Selamat
Paduka dah ada balik. Yes. Selamat malam Paduka.
Dia kena panggil macam tu lah. Paduka. Apa sudah tu?
Dia kena panggil Paduka macam tu baru dia boleh dapat masuk kan.
Halo.
Hello.
Apa khabar semua?
Yeah.
Kami khabar baik di sini. Ya.
So basically what's going to happen is that I will talk you through the clip and we will have reactions from our resident iRacing man there, Urshad, as well as our chief clerk of the course and rules man, Paduka. And yeah, we can have a little bit of fun watching what happens next. So for those of you who don't know, this was the championship that we're running. This is the XOX Sports Challenge. Special thanks goes out to XOX Mobile, One XOX, XOX eSIM, and Extremo Oil. 60 drivers qualified out of the over 75 drivers that entered. 55,000 ringgit is the prize pool. That's what they're going for, and that's what we're going to be fighting for. And do remember, you guys can win at home if you're subscribed to the XOX mobile series. So just leave a comment down below, and we will have a chat throughout then.
That's right. Can't wait to get into the drama that we have in store tonight.
Oh yes, and we have quite a bit of drama as well. We're going to be having a look first at the AM class, but for now we're going to have a quick look at the car as well. This has been a bit of an inspired choice because when we chose this MX-5 car, the car was a lot more nervous than it subsequently became in the updates that came out with it. So the car's a lot more stable than it was, and it's really promoted some really close racing, hasn't it?
It has. I've tried it once after the update and once before the update. I can tell you the difference is night and day. They made some changes to the tires, and I think they're going the right way with the tire model that they have right now in iRacing. So that's really great news in my case right now. I can't wait to drive the Mazda. The official series, yeah.
Oh yeah. You'll probably see the both of us out there in the near future. But for now, we're going to have a quick look at the highlights from the AM race. First, the start line incident. This was a huge crash coming out of turn 1 through turns 2 and 3. Matthew Graham managing to find himself on the inside with nowhere to go, and unfortunately just lost it. Grass isn't as good as tarmac to grip, and bang! It's a huge accident. 10 cars affected in this incident, and it set off a whole chain reaction at the back half of the field. It caused our first full course caution of the season. So that was a big impact.
That is indeed a huge pile up in my observation over there. Going up onto the straights here at Watkins, it is very dangerous if you go in too wide. I mean, it is possible, but you need to be careful in the first few laps though. So here's what we can see here. This is the very first lap, yeah? Correct me if I'm wrong. But as we can see here, the green car got the tires on the grass and happens to lose control and rejoins back again into the track dangerously. So, yeah, indeed, it causes a huge pile up.
Yeah. And it was a really sketchy situation because there was cars going 2 wide, 3 wide, even 4 wide at some points there. And
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to give yourself a little bit more space. So Paduka, apa komen dengan insiden ini?
Ya, so penjelasan tentang hal ini kita sudah maklum pada pelumba-pelumba di mana perlu peka dengan keadaan sekeliling dan juga faham karakter kereta. Sebagai seorang pemandu ataupun sebagai seorang driver, perlu untuk dia menjaga orang kata persekitaran. Okay. So sedia maklum yang perlombaan ini baru saja bermula, baru sahaja dilepaskan. So perlu diingatlah, tayar masih lagi dalam keadaan sejuk, belum lagi panas, dan apabila melalui jalan yang satu tayar naik atas curb ataupun duduk di atas rumput dan mungkin saja boleh spun. So benda-benda macam tu sebenarnya adalah responsibility pada driver dan juga kereta tu. Jadi berkenaan mungkin ada isu-isu yang berbangkit, contoh macam sorry, kita tak sangka benda tu akan jadi. Sebenarnya driver perlu alert dengan benda-benda macam tu. Untuk kes yang ni, itu saja penjelasannya.
So boleh dikirakan moral of the story, take it easy. Lap 1 tak perlu jadi tak perlu menang perlumbaan dalam lap pertama ya.
Right. Bukan lap pertama cross the finish line bukan maksudnya kau menang race tu. It's a long race. Kalau kita tengokkan this race format is 25 minutes. Lama lagi, ada berbelas laps kalau Watkins ni. So I would have taken it easy in the first few laps. Even with the new tires, rasanya you still need to be careful sebab kereta ni agak twitchy bila tayar dia sejuk. Lagi-lagi at this dekat kawasan ni, dekat Watkins, where people go flat out and bila terbabas nak slow down tu susah. So even if it's a yellow yang kat sektor tu saja pun can cause a pile up. So very dangerous.
So basically, I mean, on cold tires, it's a very scary feeling. I've tried the car once or twice around Watkins Glen just to get a feel for it, and on cold tires it can be a little bit tricky to go up the hill there. You have to sort of trust that the car will grip and keep your foot flat, but the car is moving around a little bit more than it normally will be, so kita kena jagakan temperature tayar dan also juga cuba jaga posisi kereta juga di atas track.
Betul tu Max. Yep. So kita boleh ambil pengajaran lah from what happened in the very first race, in the very first lap. So just remember that.
So now we're going to go on to the second incident. This is the restart, I believe, just heading off through the start into turn 1. Kelvin T, and it looks like one of the MSR cars there. Just not enough space going through turn 1, and they had a bit of a contact there. The MSR car, of course, being driven by Pitt Jordan, and it's just one of those things where I think it really proves the old adage that driving is a game of inches, and I think there was 1 inch too little in that particular incident.
I mean, that's very unfortunate for both of them. If you can see, Kevin T and Pitt Jordan, they both lost positions after that. But as we can see from that incident, it is somewhat avoidable. It's just that some room needs to be given and some decisions needs to be, think about before, heading over into the first 10 together for both of them. Yeah.
So it definitely just goes to show you really do need to have that perfect level of spatial awareness as well to make sure that you have the space going into turn 1. So Paduka, ada apa-apa komen pasal insiden?
Macam kita cakap sebelum ni, driver sepatutnya dia kena alert dengan persekitaran. So dia kena faham di mana apa pun yang berlaku, sebenarnya dia kena dia kena ambil kira di mana mungkin dia tak cukup space untuk dia nak masuk kat situ. So orang belakang sepatutnya memang kena jagalah orang di hadapan.
Itu dia. Kita tengok dekat chat tu. Terima kasih kepada Muhammad Khalif and Farouz Fadzil. Thank you so much for those likes. And Vin Malvin and Mukri Hakim. Music kuat
Yes.
sangat. Tak apa, jap.
Music kuat sangat. Tak tengok komen ke? Is the music still on right now? Kita tengok, kita baca komen. Thank you for those
It's fixed.
messaging.
Itu saja penjelasan.
Alright, great. Happy streaming, happy. Thank you semua
Thank you,
yang chat dengan kita, like, follow. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow and like this stream, and then also feel free to chat with us because we are looking forward to be talking to you. We have a couple of star senders over here. Nazmi Mazli, kami mahu drama. You will see drama later on, Nazmi Mazli. I can assure you, yeah.
So now we're going to move on to the third incident of the day. James Russell into the lead, then a fantastic battle all the way up through the hill there. You could see the drivers using that typical line going all the way out through the outside of the corner there. You do tend to see drivers use a lot of that runoff on the exit of corners. But as you can see, just watch James as he lines up this slipstream maneuver up the top of the hill through one car and then picking up the slipstream of the other before just squeezing past an absolutely well-timed display of slipstreaming up to the bus stop there. He's clear of the cars before he gets into the braking zone and he is through. But that doesn't mean he is clear and safe because all those drivers behind him are going to be pushing those cars just a little bit harder to try and catch James up.
That is indeed a very good move, yeah, from James Russell. Yeah, going into the bus stop chicane, which is a very important move to be making here in Watkins.
Yeah, so 3 wide into turn 1 just to try and get that position, but he's still fighting with a couple of cars who tried to get the run out of turn 1. But it just goes to show how early you have to set the move up for the bus stop chicane. You really have to set up that move from a perfect exit out of turn 1 and that long drag up the hill and trying to get the slipstream of the cars. He switches between one car's slipstream and another as soon as he gets clear of the 75 there. He goes past the 9 car and really just well done there. If that straight was perhaps 50 meters shorter, it would have been a much more difficult overtaking maneuver. That straight was just long enough for him to pull that off.
Very precise, yeah, if I must say so. Yeah, like you said, to set up this overtake, 2 cars, yeah, to set up this overtake is not that easy. You need to set it up way earlier, probably way earlier out into turn 1. If you can get a better exit than the car in front, you bet you can get a really good slipstream and experience going up on the crest there in Watkins.
So I'll be interested to see pandangan Paduka apa perasaan nampak timing dia masa slipstream tu. Alamak.
Yeah, Paduka. No, Paduka.
We've lost Paduka once again.
He will be back. He will be back. Dia memang lama-lama dia hilang sekejap. Tapi kalau kita tengok lah, kalau saya tengok pun, it's a very well executed maneuver. Tapi you need to really set it up properly lah dulu.
Dia memang kena boleh kira tembus angin pakai kereta effect slipstream tu,
effect slipstream untuk kereta ni pun you can say not bad juga kan, because it's in within a second and you can get very very close to the car in front very very quick, yeah. Memang sekejap. So this straight isn't, I wouldn't say it's that short, tapi it's not that long juga. Cuma it's a very long straight with a flat out punya section. So that's why you orang depan tembus tumbuk angin tu, and then orang belakang just cruise dekat belakang dia, which is very nice. You can see here.
Absolutely, a beautifully timed move there from James. Perhaps the classic Watkins Glen overtaking maneuver.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have a look at the next incident. This is Afizul Jai and the battle into the top 4 battle coming into the bus stop chicane. This is where things got really tight with the cars up ahead. They're battling and chopping and changing positions, and this time perhaps not as well timed as the previous lap. Slight bit of contact and bang! A big incident that caused a few of the cars to spin out there. Perfect 360 pirouette there from, I believe that was James in the green car. But that meant that Afizul Jai was able to get that lead, which he ended up keeping.
Indeed, he runs away. He runs away with the lead, and then he runs away with the lead until the end of the race. If you can see, he did. Yeah. So I can't wait to get to the standings. But first, we'll have a look at more incidents in the amateur class here first. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's where you can see 3 cars going into a space where only 1 car can fit, and the timing this time just isn't quite there. There wasn't enough racetrack for him to try and complete that move. I believe it was Shami Azri in the inside, James in the middle, and Afizul Jai managing to escape on the outside there. So this is one of those cases we could say it's a bit of a kutip sayola. So now the 5th one, Kamal Ali going into the heel corner there. And a rather strange incident indeed. We always seem to have a few strange incidents at some tracks here at Adrenaline Impact, and the XOX Esports Challenge is no different. Coming into the heel, this is the boot section of the course. That's the extension that they used to run in the Formula 1 races. And bang, bang, tip, bang, and over.
Turtle. It's like customary for Adrenaline Impact already for the first race to have someone on their back.
Yeah, I am lost for words. It's almost traditional, just like having a. We used to have the race at the Charlotte Roval that used to keep us up late at night, worrying about the safety of the competitors. This time around, we've realized there's just that one more classic bit, just like the midfield battle. But what really caught me by surprise is how slow the rollover is. Usually when you have a car roll over, it's at high speed, but this is, what, second gear first?
Probably slower than that, yeah. Because the other car already hit the wall, so that absorbs the momentum already, but the car still flips over. I cannot argue with that with iRacing, so yeah. The car did flipped over.
Well, iRacing is a paradigm, as you know, of the physics model being very accurate and very up to date and all the rest of that sort of stuff. But sometimes iRacing physics go on a bit of a holiday. I suspect that's what's happened here. But such a tiny tap. We couldn't believe it when we saw it the first time round. And to be honest with you, it just still can't quite work it out. I believe we just have Paduka back online. Hi, Paduka.
Hai.
So apa pendapat pada insiden yang agak mencurigakan sikit? Mungkin kali kita dapat nampak benda yang ajaib sikit dekat track.
Okay.
Pasal dalam selepoh dan
insiden 5
Ya.
Yes.
Agak keliru kan ya, kelajuan yang agak rendah boleh dikirakan first gear, second gear, tapi still boleh terbalik.
Ya, masih lagi dalam situasi yang sama di mana tak cukup room.
So, tu dia boleh jadi benda yang sampai kereta terbalik walaupun kelajuan yang agak rendah, tapi still risiko tu agak tinggi lah dalam motorsport ni ya.
Betul.
Itulah, nasib baik kereta MX-5 ni semua pakai spec FIA untuk road cage dan seats. Everything else is perfectly safe for our virtual racing drivers.
Betul tu. Bayangkan tak ada road cage kereta Mazda ni. Dia adalah roadster, tak ada atap. So, I cannot imagine turtle dengan kereta roadster.
Yep.
Kepala hilang baik.
Kepala di kaki, kaki di kepala.
Anyways,
Paduka, ada soalan. Sorry, the chat. Don't mind me. Ada soalan daripada Nazmi. Dia tanya, bila FCY, bila baru boleh full throttle? Safety car masuk ke atau bila dekat starting line?
Okay.
50 stars.
Okay. Kita kena clear kat sini. Kalau FCY full course yellow, maknanya tak ada safety car.
I see.
Kalau safety car keluar, itu tak dipanggil full course yellow.
Full course yellow, I see. Itu dipanggil full course yellow. Itu dipanggil safety car lah, I see.
Tu dipanggil safety car. Kalau ada safety car, tu dipanggil safety car. And then kalau full course yellow, dia tak ada safety car. So kalau full course yellow ni, kebiasaannya lah kan, yang kalau ikut rules, orang kalau dia tulis kat situ single file protest, single file starting tu, kereta yang duduk nombor 1 lalu dulu, baru kereta nombor 2 boleh ikut. Lepas tu seterusnya kereta nombor 3, nombor 4, nombor 5, nombor 6, nombor 7, nombor 8, nombor 9 sampai 30.
I see. Yalah, ikut turutan lah.
Ikut turutan.
According to the grade. Yes.
Yes, kalau ikutkan dalam rules dia macam tu.
Right. So there you have it, Nazmi. Thank you for the 50 stars and terima kasih kerana menunjukkan soalan ni. Yes, jadi sesiapa yang ada soalan lagi boleh tujukan di sini. Tapi soalan mengenai racing lah kalau boleh, sebab kalau soalan mengenai benda-benda lain mungkin kita tak dapat nak bantu sangat. But yeah, feel free to chat with us. We'll love to talk, to interact with you guys. Right, Max?
Thanks for the question and thanks for those stars. We really appreciate it when you guys appreciate the stream. Fantastic. So now we're going to look at incident 6 here, or rather this fantastic overtake between Shami Azri and Munfai. I believe Munfai is in the Milo car while Shami Azri is in that brand new shiny white example right behind him. Coming up through the hill here, this is just another example of how difficult it is to set up a move going up through the S's and into the bus stop chicane there. He gets a run on it and he has to go to the outside because Munfai is defending on the inside in the Milo machine. But it looks like Azri managing to get the car all the way around the outside into the bus stop before he manages to get into that position. So that's pretty impressive to try and overtake around the outside into the bus stop.
Yes, it's a matter of claiming the apex for the bus stop chicane there. If you can get to the second part of the chicane earlier than the other guys, you should be able to claim that apex and you can get a better exit out of the chicane. So that's what they're trying to contest here, if I can see correctly. So yeah, really done, really well done overtaking maneuver there.
And as you saw that turn 1, part of the strategy that Shami Azri did was that he actually claimed the inside so that Munfai had to go on the outside of turn 1, and that affected Munfai's acceleration up the hill, and that gave the opportunity for Shami Azri to try and overtake around the outside there. So like I said, turn 1 is really the key to try to overtake almost half a lap later. That's the unique part of Watkins Glen. It's a real slipstreaming circuit. Perhaps that's why the NASCAR guys love it so much.
Indeed, yeah. Because their whole life is based on slipstreaming.
So Badukah ada komen apa lagi nak tambah pasal run overtake masuk ke bus stop ni, panjang, setup panjang ni?
Hilang.
Ya. Clean overtake. So kita ada. Tak hilang.
Ada. Okay.
Clean overtake. So kita tahu dekat situ mungkin ada masalah pada orang yang ada single screen, triple screen, VR. Tapi macam kita nak mention kat sini, sebenarnya kat sini kalau kita dapat lihat, sini pun dia dah bagi dah car on your right, stay at your line. Dia dah bagi tahu dah. So dalam iRacing dia dah mention benda-benda macam tu. So titik untuk driver sebab masuk clean.
So the real secret is spatial awareness and making sure you know where the cars are around you, and that's why they can have this really tight close battles with these overtaking around the outside and all that good stuff. And now having a look at the sort of crowning achievement, the battle towards the finish of the race. Afizul Jai battling with Azrael all the way through the lap there. You can see the car behind, which I believe is Azrael Nazli, just catching up and slowly getting closer and closer to Afizul Jai. But Jai keeps his eyes forward, relies on the spotter to tell him whether he's under attack. But at this point here, you can see the massive drag past the cars there, and they swap positions, or try to swap positions going to the bus stop. They're not quite able to do it. So Azrael decides to back off just a little bit to make sure he can fight through another corner there. Fantastic bit of spatial awareness going through that corner there. Now going through the boot as well. This is where you can see him try and size up his opponent, try and go for that overtaking maneuver. But Afizal Jai also, not to say looking in the mirrors, but he knows that he's under attack behind him. So he's really pushing hard to try and get his exits out of the corners just right and to defend coming into the tighter apexes, tighter corners, and really try and work his tyres as much as possible. So this is really one of the highlights of the race. As you can see, if you saw the live stream, we were definitely on our feet, basically really living this moment, and it's fantastic to see them do this as well. Again, just getting closer and closer and closer. He almost had to go through at the bus stop chicane there, but in the end it wasn't quite enough. Now coming into the final braking zones here, just getting ever tighter through here, and now I believe Jai does make a little bit of a mistake coming through this corner here. As you can see, Azrael gets a lot closer to the back there, but in the end, by a few tenths of a second, a few hundredths of a second, Afizal Jai gets past.
Pocik kayo, ada lagi selepas ini? Aduh. Well then, it is one of the interesting moments in the amateur race, the battle with these two. What I recall beforehand, I think it was in the middle of the race, another teammate of Azrael, Stream.my driver, Omar Aziz, he was in second place trying to catch up with Jai, but unfortunately he has some throttle issues, so he has to back out, and Azrael took the responsibility, and he really did, took it to the last lap to fight with Jai, but unfortunately just barely, just so close, but yet so far to get position number 1. But still, he's up on the podium. He must be really, really happy, these both guys over here.
Absolutely, they have nothing to be ashamed of. That was an absolutely brilliant drive from the top two drivers, as well as the man in third place. Absolutely fantastic racing all throughout the field. It was interesting you mentioned with Omar Aziz and the swap there. I guess that's where the team play comes into effect. Good communication really helps in this situation to try and maximize your chances of getting one of your teammates into the top position. So that was a very wise choice there. I know it must be a little bit annoying to Omar Aziz. We know he has the pace to try and win the race, but unfortunately, with a bit of a mechanical issue on his sim rig at home, he had to give up that position.
Right. Well, probably with the winnings they have this week, probably they could channel it through to upgrading for proper hardware, so that it won't break down when it matters.
Well, I'll tell you something for free. They should be able to pick up a can of contact cleaner in the first place.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Always helps. I do have some.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sure.
It's okay. We didn't see the brand, but contact cleaner is one of those godsends when it comes to looking after your equipment. So just like anything else that's mechanical, like this G29 wheel that I have in front of me, maintenance is key to trying to get a good time out of your rig. So now coming up into the last little bit, this is also coming up towards the line, and this was Simon Sanchez battling away, trying to get up into the top position. So he's going around the outside of the Toyota Racing Machine there. I believe that was Surin Selvaraju, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's Lloyd.
Lloyd Flynn, number 25, yeah?
Yep. I just about recognized the Senna helmet there. That's Lloyd's favorite helmet design, running through the
very good eye,
there. But this was one of those races where you just had to feel for Lloyd. He was in third place for quite some time before Simon managed to get past there, and it was still a tight battle towards the end. Earlier on in the lap, Lloyd did the same thing to Simon, and Simon took advantage of that. He learned from that mistake and he used it against Lloyd. These two drivers have a lot of experience when it comes to racecraft. So it's fantastic to see these two swapping positions, and it really just goes to show good, clean racing and a very high level of racecraft and sportsmanship between the two drivers there. But as you can see, you can just about read the serial number on the radiator on that Mazda MX-5 as it's getting closer and closer, and the car behind is not too far away. It looks like Shami Azri, I'm not too sure if it is, but you can see there Lloyd trying desperately hard to try and find a way past. He looks to the inside, looks to the outside, and of course he's going to look out for the man behind him, and so close to trying to get that third place. This is a battle for the last spot on the podium, and it looks like Simon Sanchez just gets past across the line there. 3 cars going past in less than half a second. That's how close the racing is.
Right,
Fantastic.
many close finishes I can see in the amateur class. Also, not very different with the pro class as well. So yeah, amazing racing on that day in particular. I enjoyed the whole entire stream, watching the race up from amateur up to pro, because these guys are really going at it, like their life depends on it, something like that. But that's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. Hard racing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very hard, very tight battles, a lot of aggression on display there with the overtake around the outside and the side-by-side running down the carousel. But most importantly, it's good, clean racing as well. You're not going to win any championships by running people off the road. This is how you win championships, by trying to maximize every single possibility that you can, every single probability that you can take, and really balancing that risk-reward ratio that we often talk about. So, Paduka, ada komen tak ke bawah tu? See if he's there.
Ada.
So, ada komen tak dalam battle ni yang agak sengit?
Ya, kita patah balik 2 battle yang ke belakang tadi ni pun. Ya, macam battle di antara Azril dan juga Jai, dan juga battle yang ni, memang kita tahu position tak semestinya nombor 1 dan nombor 2 tu adalah fight yang itu saja yang the best. Kalau kita tengok ke belakang pun kita tahu ada lagi fight yang best, battle yang best, door to door, side by side. Itulah dia dalam perlombaan. Macam saya nak mention yang tadi tu di mana Azril dan juga Jai tu, dia daripada real situasi track day di Sepang terbawa-bawa sampai ke dalam sim battle dia tu.
Dua-dua.
So
Jai dengan
battle
Azril.
yang Jai dengan Azril. Dia pernah battle walaupun situasi tu track day, tapi 5-6 lap, dan bila diorang dapat berjumpa pula situasi yang sama di dalam sim. So bila habis race, diorang kata, wah, macam kita race kat Sepang hari tu lah. Itu situasi yang mungkin penonton tidak dengar, tapi itulah dia. Oh, best. Kita race macam kat Sepang hari tu. Dia punya feeling tu. Sesama juga macam dalam apa orang kata situasi yang tadi ni, setiap pelumba dia akan rasa happy, walaupun dia tahu dalam perlombaan apa saja boleh berlaku, tapi bila dia dapat fight yang betul-betul fight tu, saya rasa rata-ratanya akan tidur lena lah. Walaupun dia finish tu tak kisah nombor apa pun, tapi dia fight, dia cuba untuk fight, dia cuba untuk clean, dia cuba untuk door to door, macam-macam. Sedang perlombaan ni memang orang kata benda-benda macam ni lah, momen-momen macam ni lah sebenarnya yang menarik. Ya.
Yang memuaskan hati driver tu kan, bila dia dah race kat situ. Ya, saya setuju. Saya pun lebih kurang macam tu.
Daripada segi saya pun, walaupun battle untuk posisi 8 ataupun 18 ataupun 28, tapi kalau dapat good, clean, tight, fun battle tu, itu yang paling sedap pasal sim racing ni. Dan
betul.
It's brilliant. So just having a quick look at a couple of the comments. Fazil Noor, Dato' B tak join ke malam ni? Dato' B join tak? Aku rasa Bob balik ada tu. So our wild card for this evening, Bobby Farid. He was in fact in the race. He managed to keep himself nice and clean and safe. And I believe he was up in the top 10 at one point. So
he did. He finished his 10th, if I recall correctly. Yeah. And that's a very good position to be finishing at here in the amateur class, because these guys they're not too shabby, even though they're in amateur class. But these guys aren't too shabby. These guys are quick. For me, I think they're just sandbagging pros, actually, these amateur guys. But I'll have to admit, there's a reason why. Yeah.
Probably slightly less well-paid pros, eh? Alrighty.
Oh, I can't wait to get into the results. Yes.
So
Let's go.
Just before then, have a look at the other comment there from Fazal Noor, who's reminding us of a very good opportunity. So, jadilah pengguna SIM card One XOX dan menangi pelbagai hadiah menarik dari XOX. Klik link di bawah. So, do click that link down there and register to become a One XOX SIM card user. They have some fantastic plans, and they have a burn-proof policy, so you can carry your stuff over and you can share your data, calls, and texts with your friends. So click on the link to carry on there. So Afizul Azhar from Hyperbole Tornado is your winner for round 1. He takes home a cool 300 ringgit, while Adril Nazli from Stream.my comes in second place, 200 bucks for him, and Simon Sanchez from I believe that's the Hong Kong Macau Sim Racing team in third place. So he takes home 100 bucks there, all the way up in Macau. It's awesome to see Simon Sanchez out there racing as well. So Afizul Asa, aka Afizul Jai or Jai Bluebird, congratulations for your win and the fantastic battle between first and second, as well as third and fourth. And commiserations to Lloyd there, almost on the podium on his first race.
I must say, congratulations to the podium winners, and also congratulations to the entire grid, actually, for driving that interesting and that well yesterday. It was yesterday. Yeah, it was interesting, and congratulations on that. It was really, really hard racing.
Awesome indeed. So just a quick rundown of the top 10. Afizul Asa, aka Jai Bluebird, in first place. Azril Nazli in second place, followed by Simon Jorge Sanchez in third. Lloyd Lachlan from Australia in fourth place, followed by Mohammed Zikri in fifth. Sharil Norfudin in sixth. Federico Teixeira, who is currently in Macau, he's in seventh place. Balvinderjit Singh in eighth, and Bobby Farid, Boss Bobby, is there in ninth place, just ahead of Ken Keng. And now we have a look at the rest of the field. So himself, Raju there in 11th place. We saw that comment there from Jagjivan Singh, Sidhu. I want to see Surim almost wipe out. He didn't quite, though. Managed to keep it going. We would have shown it to you if it looked cooler, to be honest.
That's very bad of you to be hoping people to get wiped out. But hey, I wish to see that too, actually. But hey,
you know, some watch the racing for the crashes.
But yeah, there you go. Surin is in 11th, followed by Afiq Fadlan. But actually, these guys are in the same position, in my opinion. They have the same league points as of this week, round 1. So yeah, 11th to 20th, basically in the same league points. Surin, Afiq, Agri Yong, Vimal, Muhammad Tarmizi, Zainul Hazim, Ahmad, Azman Abdullah, Akina Tio, Leong Munfai, and Sharul Jafar. I think there's more, yeah. And the rest will be also in 1 points as well. Because, yeah, only the first 10 is given points, actually.
Yeah, so multiple points there for the top 10, and every person to compete in the race will get 1 point each alongside their haul of points for going into the top 10 there. So we had 30 cars out there on the grid. A special mention there to Kelvin T and Kamal Ali. Just a little bit unlucky to be that far behind, and of course there were a few guys who got lapped, but a lot of them, I suppose, came from that first corner incident and the first couple of laps there. So better luck next time, and hopefully we'll see you out there once again.
All right, can't wait.
So now we have a look at the team standings. Android King Hyperballs has taken home a cool 26 points to help their run up the order. HMSRT, that's Federico and Simon Sanchez there, in a team there in second place, 16 points. Toda Asia is in 13th. That's Surin Selvaraju and Lloyd Lachlan. They are up there in third place. Following that, we have the Hyperbulls, Bushwhacker, Stream.my, Just Keep Racing, Android King Toda, Dante's Toda, URT Green, Veteran, MSR, that's Pitt Jordan and Matt Norin, who have been sim racing since 2008, 2007, even earlier.
Since I was in high school, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've been going for a very long time. We're very happy to see them out there. Hyperbruise, Bruiser down there, as well as HMSR Team Kuras Motorsports, and the 1XOX TKKR Racing Team AM, right at the bottom there. And that's Kamal Ali and the wildcard for this evening, Bobby Farid, who won't be scoring points, but we're glad to see him out there on track as well, supporting this fantastic sport of sim racing. Alrighty, so we're going to head for a quick break. All that remains for me to thank is ProTouch Tuner, 100 stars. Thank you very much. I'm sorry we missed that.
Ajib. Thanks, Ajib. With the 100 stars.
Thanks for
Ajib,
being a great race. Thank you for your support. It's very much appreciated.
Thank you, Ajib.
So thank you to Ajib there, ProTouch Tuner, and to all of you who are watching, whether they are stars or not. We really do appreciate the stars, but we also appreciate your company as well. So a special thanks goes out to XOX and Estremo, and we'll be back right after this. So do stay tuned. And we're back for this round one recap here at the XOX Esports Challenge. Our post-race show is just starting to get a little bit warmer. I'm your host right now for this evening, Matthew Palmer. With me is Irshad and Paduka Shoaib Hassan.
Hey guys.
Thanks there to Juan Manuel Fernandez for the like, and just a funny comment there as I was reading. Jagjivin Singh said, I want to see Surin almost wiped out. Surin Salvaraju says, geez, guys.
He's a lurker. He's watching us. Yeah.
Oh, yes. A lot of the drivers are lurkers as well. So if you want to chat with some of the drivers who are out there, just leave a comment down below. And who knows, you might get your favorite driver responding to those comments with a comment of their own. So right now we're going to have a quick look at the next batch of highlights coming right now, very hot. This is Ibrahim's start during the pro race. So Saiful, Ilham and Miko battling away at the front end. Ibrahim a little bit slow off the start, but he does manage to catch back up with the guys up ahead there, but a very, very hectic start. A couple of guys having to go out wide to try and avoid the impact. The cars are like 3-4 wide going through there, but they just about managed to snake their way through the hill. But meanwhile, up ahead, Ilham Labi is in the lead, but he is not going to be there for too long because there is a three-way battle for the lead coming into the braking zone here at the bus stop chicane. Now watch this. Very, very close, very tight racing there as they dive into the corner there. Miko Nasi just about managing to get past Ilham Labi. Saiful Arifin managing to get himself all the way up into the lead. So Saiful, Miko, Ilham and Ibrahim going into first, second, third and fourth. Ibrahim really recovering very well from the start of the race there. But then it became a bit of a special battle there. It was Toda Racing versus Full Focus Racing. A battle of teams at the front that will go on all the way to the end of the race. So really exciting stuff, isn't it?
From the start of the race till the end, these two teams has been going at it, like I said, from the start to the end. And it's been very, very interesting to watch these four drivers battle it out. And I can say it's like watching the Battle of the Titans up in the first race over here. It's very, very interesting. Amazing racing from these two teams.
Absolutely. Saiful and Ilham, the two veterans of iRacing. Miko Nasi, no slouch himself in the sim, and Ibrahim, the standout of the qualifying sessions there. He had the fastest time in qualifying, taking home that cool 1,000 ringgit. So not a slow driver by any stretch of the imagination, and he will carry on through there. But you can see there through the start, he didn't quite get the best start in the field there, and that bunched up all the cars behind it. But it was amazing to see a very clean start from everyone there. I think there was a little bit of bumping and jousting further back, but apart from that, a very clean start despite how everyone was grouped up coming out of turn one, wasn't it?
Right. It was quite of a shocker actually to see Ibrahim with a bad start. I was expecting him to have a pretty good start and go at it up in the first few turns already, but looks like unfortunately he had a pretty bad start, but I wouldn't say bad. He managed to climb back up and fight with the Toda team as well, so I wouldn't say that's a bad start. It was pretty decent. Maybe he planned it out. We never know. Maybe that's the Ibrahim's plan.
Yeah. And I'm really interested to hear what Paduka thought of this start. So Paduka, macam perasaan start tu? Betul-betul clean walaupun ada berkelompok 4-5 kereta sebaris.
Ya, kita dapat lihat dalam perlombaan tu masing-masing dia jaga antara satu sama lain. Saya perasan kebanyakan dalam kategori pro ni dia another level lah. So kebanyakan dia yang berlumba-lumba dalam ni semua kita panggil alien lah.
Itu dia. And just to bring us up to date on the chat there, remember Surin Silverage.
So beta ni memang menarik.
Yeah. Surin Silverage says, "Geez, guys, and what happens?" But Lloyd Lachlan, his own teammate, saying, "I'm Surin's teammate, I want to see him wipe out too."
You see, there you go. I'm not the only one.
Yeah,
Jack is not the only one. Yeah.
We feel just a little bit better now.
So take it easy, Surin. We'll see you on the next race. Right.
All right. So now we're having a look at the second the first real incident of the race there. I believe this is in the first lap or the second lap. Coming into the bus stop there, very tight situation coming into the bottom there, and one touch leads into a chain reaction. However, Michael Hafiz somehow magically manages to keep the car going in a straight line after that and manages to carry on in the race. Would you look at that? That was a very heavy hit. Very heavy secondary hit there from Michael Hafiz, but he still managed to keep the car going and in a straight line. But when we see the clip loop around again, we'll have a look at what happened coming into the straight here.
Oof.
Oof.
Yeah.
That was two very hard hits.
Indeed. I think there's something to do with the updated collision model or damage model in iRacing here with the Mazda. I think they tweak something with the car damage or the collision models. The car seems to be able to withstand a little bit more, I would say, heavier contacts in a race. But still, yeah, those two are heavy contacts towards Michael Hafiz. So Hafiz Kamarudin, yeah. So I don't know how he still managed to race with that car.
Well, he still managed to keep the car going in a straight line. It was a very, very big initial impact there, and it was only a small touch, so it just really goes to show you really want to avoid contacts at all costs there. Michael had no choice, but the car snapped sideways under him, and that caused that chain reaction. A few other drivers got involved in that. Aaron Lim further behind also involved as well. So Afif also just about escaping by the skin of his teeth through there. So I'm interested to hear, Paduka, apa komen anda pasal insiden ni?
Ya, seperti sedia maklum, kita pun pernah membangkitkan isu-isu macam ni. Kita pernah pesan banyak kali pada driver pada ini satu perlombaan yang menggunakan platform alam maya. Kita menggunakan apa orang kata internet. So kadang-kadang kita kena peka dengan, memang saya kena ucap benda yang sama, kita kena peka dengan keadaan sekeliling di mana kita kena dengar apa supporter cakap. Kalau kita tengok dekat sini memang ternyata dia dah sebut dah car on your left atau car on your right. So kita kena maintain dekat mana yang sepatutnya kita duduk, dekat line kita.
Jadi penting make sure you know where you are on track.
Ya.
Still agak menakjubkan juga yang Michael dapat still berjalan lepas tu.
Ya. Saya sangat pelik. Kenapa setiap kali ada perlombaan mesti ada Michael? Mesti ada, kalau setiap kali insiden mesti ada dia. Yang besar lah. Yang kalau sekadar 1-2 tu tak ni sangat. Yang besar-besar biasanya mesti ada Michael. Why?
Tu kena tanya tuan badannya sendiri tu.
Why? Walaupun sebenarnya tak terlibat pun dengan dia, tapi why?
Kan dia mesti ada menyogok mana-mana kan, ada je.
Ada je.
So anyways, this is the battle between JJ and Freddie up ahead, really pushing very hard there, but unfortunately Freddie had to go a little bit wide on the exit of the corner there, just ran out of grip, but managing to rejoin safely, which is very difficult to do in that sort of heavy traffic, and he's still able to try and battle for the position he had originally. But that was JJ and Freddie battling, coming out of the boot. As you can see there, side by side, giving each other a little bit of space there. Jezrin just about losing out there, but switching lines, switching positions, going through there. Maybe Freddie just turned in a little bit early in this next corner, or a little bit later, sorry, in this next corner. And perhaps that might have been the reason why he slid a little bit wide there, but just a kilometer or two too fast, and Jezrin is through. Really putting on the pressure there, isn't he?
It is, yeah. In the last two corners here of the track, it is a little bit tricky as well to go around, because the last two turns of this track is you can say medium high speed turns, where your cars are still going quite fast into the corner. So try to balance that out and try to fight the understeer. That's gonna be really, really hard. Yeah. So you can see Freddie went out wide up until the second to last corner, but managed to keep to rejoin in a good manner. And then JJ's awareness also, you can give credits to that, because he didn't go onto the inside of that into the racing line of that corner, or else he'll definitely get a collision with Freddie there.
So that was very good to see two drivers who know what the situation is. One of them's off the road trying to get back on, one of them is on the track. JJ decided to give position because he knew that Freddie wasn't going to gain anything through there, but it's very professional levels of spatial awareness. This is something you might see in Formula One, let alone in a sim racing series involving MX-5 cars. Very, very keen eye on both these drivers. Jezrin Jali, no slouch himself. I know he can be very, very fast in the GT3 car, and Freddie Am, of course, from the real world of motorsports, a lot of experience on his shoulders there. So very nice nip and tuck. It was a safe re-entry, despite the fact that there was not a lot of space going through that entire section. So very nice to see that battle play out in that way, and everyone still managed to race another lap. So Paduka ada komen apa-apa dengan dia punya spatial awareness ni? Nampak dia macam agak bagus ya?
Ya, sebagai seorang pelumba memang dia kena alert dengan apa yang ada. Macam dia dapat lihat dia punya rival dia terbabas, and then dia ada advantage untuk dia memintas, tapi boleh saja kemungkinan berlaku kereta tu spun atau apa saja. Tapi kita tahu yang memandu tu pun memang level pro driver di dalam dunia ni pun, so dia dapat mengawal kenderaan dengan baik lah.
Yeah, very nice all around there. Just have a quick look at the chat there. As you recall, Surin Salvaraju being teased slightly by Lloyd Loughlin. Kalvinder Singh coming to Surin's aid there. Kalvinder Singh laughing and saying, "You are the very jahat." I'm going to remember that one. You are the very jahat. So we're going to move on to the next one. This is a fantastic overtaking maneuver coming up in the next clip here. This is Muhammad Ibrahim, again from Full Focus Racing. This was that 4-car, 2-team battle for the lead, and this was Ibrahim overtaking Ilham coming into the toe corner there. But you can see the battle. This has been going on for quite a lot of laps. I think basically the entirety of the race. It was a 12-lap battle all the way through the race there with these 4 cars there. Dominic Ang just staying very, very calm behind in 5th position, and he'll come into play a little bit later on. Taki as well. Taki was in 5th at this point, and Dominic Ang was in 6th place. So they're having their little battle, but it was pretty calm compared to what happens here. You can see there, Ibrahim diving into the inside. Not quite the full dive bomb, but just a nice, neat enough space to try and get past. But unfortunately, a little bit of contact on the way out that just about spoiled what would have been a perfect, almost Max Verstappen-like overtaking maneuver. It's nice, aggressive racing there, and you can really tell that these drivers are pushing as hard as they can. They're still going side by side there, and they were basically side by side from that point on, really battling as hard as they can. See there, just the...
Right, you can see how hard Ibrahim is going at it right now. And up until the toe corner there, I don't know, I sense a little bit of awareness, special awareness issue again up until toe corner there, because there's slight contact with Ilham. And Ibrahim needs to beware of the other cars on the outside as well. Yeah, you can see going into the inside. He gets the racing line properly here, and then he just barely touches the car behind Ilham Halabi.
Yep, like I said, it was one of those incidents where it was 1 inch too few between the two cars there. Still a very, very brave attempt going into that corner there. So
yeah,
interesting to see what Paducah thinks about this particular overtaking maneuver, because it was quite spectacular to watch as a fan watching the race. So Paducah, apa perasaan yang masuk dekat dalam toe corner tadi tu?
Ya, memang satu tindakan yang berani sebenarnya. Do or die. Dia mengambil risiko di mana cubaan untuk memintas, kalau dapat tengok sebenarnya, kalau dapat lihat, nampak macam ada sedikit understeer. So dia tertouch kereta yang di sebelah kanan ni, yang sebelah kiri ni. Tapi dalam perlombaan benda tu normal sebenarnya, bumper to bumper, door to door,
trading pains kan.
Yes, so kalau ikutkan sebenarnya agak clean lah.
Sebenarnya, yeah.
Kalau ikutkan walaupun kalau kita tengok daripada sudut yang lain, dia tak cukup ruang yang sepatutnya yang diberi kepada kereta yang di sebelah kiri. Kalau yang betulnya adalah bila dia keluar tu, dia pastikan dia keluar tu sama-sama lah, side by side, tanpa ada sedikit kontak yang tadi tu sekadar kontak manja lah. Mungkin zero insiden lah sebenarnya.
Zero X kalau kita cakap dalam air.
Tapi satu tindakan yang berani lah.
Agak lah, sebab kita dapat tengok dia sudah ada di belah kiri kan, sebelum dia masuk belah kanan untuk inside tu. Very brave. Yep.
Yeah, definitely a very Max Verstappen style move there. Diving in under brakes. It's very, very risky, and it could look quite bad if you make a mistake, but he just does it perfectly coming into here.
And dia cak tepi tu dulu, and then dia masuk. That's very, very I say, yeah. Very clinic. Yeah,
very nice clinical overtaking maneuver there from Ibrahim. Just a little bit of a slip up on the outside there, but we all make mistakes, don't we? I know I make plenty of mistakes when I go out racing, which is probably why I'm here and those guys are racing out there.
Right, yeah.
So now we're going to have a look at this. This is Ibrahim et al. Battle at turn 1 and up the hill, into the bus stop, into the carousel. This was the racing that was going on between these four cars all throughout the race there. This is just a bit of a sample there. Ibrahim right out to the outside there, using absolutely all of the grass and more to get into that first position, but Saiful Arifin is right in the slipstream there. Miko Nasi also looking very racy at the back in third place, and let's not forget about Ilham Halabi. Ilham Halabi managing to get the draft off of Ibrahim coming up to the braking zone here, and they're too wide, 2 by 2 coming into the braking zone here, with Dominic Ang there just having a watching brief behind, and it looks like Ibrahim just managed to get the right racing line to get through the corner quickly before he heads off. Meanwhile, Ilham and Co are still battling very hard indeed, but they were 4 wide, 4 deep going into the bus stop chicane. That's some fairly brave bit of racing there, but Also with Ibrahim, definitely he is on full attack mode as you can see here. I've never seen someone overtake someone else around the outside corner on the grass.
Right. It is one of the nail-biting moments to see these 4 cars going into the bus stop, 2x2. My hands are clammy at that time. I was watching this. I was really nervous for both of the teams, but they managed to, you can say, cleanly tuck themselves into a single file and then come back out to fight back again. Very, very amazing racing we can see here. I can't say anything more or anything less than that. It's very, very nice.
It's a fantastic bit of spatial awareness, a brilliant bit of racecraft from all 4 drivers, and it just goes to show this is something that you barely see in open wheel racing. It's something more akin to NASCAR in how they were able to race side by side, very close together, and really brilliant stuff. So, Paduka, apa komen dengan aksi ni? 2x2 masuk ke dalam bus stop tapi tiada insiden pula.
Okay, yang ini suka untuk kita nak apa orang kata ceritakan, di mana setiap driver dia mesti ada satu orang kata keinginan. Dia kena pilih salah satu. Maknanya haruskah aku mengambil risiko ataupun aku lepaskan dulu, nanti aku ambil kemudian. So dekat sini kalau ditukar kepada bahasa orang putih, give and take.
Yeah.
Kita bagi dahulu pada dia, tak apa, kita bagi dulu, and then nanti kita ambil balik semula. So masing-masing dalam situasi ni kita dapat lihat di mana okey tak apa, aku bagi kau dulu, nanti aku potong kau balik, nanti aku potong kau balik. So di dalam setiap lap ni kita dapat lihat aksi yang lebih kurang sama, bagi balik, bagi. So perlumbaan tu jadi clean. So disebabkan apa orang kata tindakan driver tu sendiri yang kena fikir, aku nak kena merosakkan race, aku nak kena teruskan race dan bagi di jalan dekat depan akan ada lagi. Macam kita cakap di awal video ni tadi, kita bagi tahu adakah satu lap tu segala-galanya? Tidak. Adakah satu corner tu segala-galanya? Tidak. So dia bagi peluang, dia bagi ruang dekat corner yang macam tu, tapi dia ambil balik di corner yang depan. So kita dapat lihat satu perlombaan yang wow.
Yeah. This is really pro level racing. So now going up into another incident with Ibrahim, Ilham, Miko and Saiful, and this has been a running team all throughout the race. These 4 cars battling through absolutely incredible, breathtaking stuff here. Now this is the attempt to overtake, going through this section there. It's just close racing all round. This is Ilham Flabi. Look at how close he can get to Miko Nasi without making contact. Coming into the braking zone here, just about gets the car nose into the corner there, and he brings his teammate in as well. Saiful Arifin tries to go side by side. Now they're side by side, down from the heel to the toe in this boot section. That's the little extension that they put in the Watkins Glen for Formula 1. Now diving into the inside of the toe section here, just about keeping the car in the inside, and it's all very, very close there. You could barely squeeze a football between the 2 cars at certain points of the track there. Really very, very hard, very fast racing all around. This is really what we enjoy seeing in the XOX Esports Challenge.
Right, and risky move too for them, but of course they're pros. They know what they're doing. For me, I think it was pretty risky going around the boot section too wide, but I guess the track is wide enough for them to do that. So nothing can stop them to do that. So there you go. You can see side to side racing throughout this whole sector. Not only the guy behind here, but with the opponent up ahead as well.
Yeah.
Very, very close racing.
Yeah, and you can see the team play between Ilham Labi and Saiful Arifin as Ilham tries to drag his teammate through Miko Nasi, going through the heel there. Very, very close contact, very tight racing, and like Paduka likes to say, that spatial awareness is key here, isn't it? So memang betul-betul tight racing ya, Paduka.
Betul. Memang mereka pandai mengambil ruang dan pandai memberi ruang. Tu situasi yang kita boleh cakap.
Betul.
Posisi betul-betul macam chess match ya.
Ya, betul.
Yeah.
Lagi-lagi dekat track yang di mana slipstream tu adalah faktor yang penting, di mana
Betul.
antara korang lari daripada opponent belakang ataupun you guys keep on fighting and then invite orang belakang untuk untuk join sekali the battle. So very macam betul lah macam Paduka cakap, macam main chess match dekat atas track, 4D chess match. Very interesting to see this.
Very nice indeed. So we have another battle. It was just at the front of the field that we had some fantastic racing going on. This next clip is between Wicked Low and Tengku Ezan, and very great section through the same section as well. In the next clip coming up ahead. There we go. Wicked Low and Tengku Ezan. Tengku Ezan in the Hello Kitty URT car. Very
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a very cute car.
Yeah, Wicked, one of the 1XOX TKKR SAG team cars. Look at that, side by side all the way through, and I believe this was for 11th and 12th place, so they weren't exactly trying to win the championship for this position, but they're still really enjoying themselves and really battling very hard indeed. Look at that, Izan putting to squeeze just a little bit to try and defend coming in. Wicked Lord just about managing to avoid contact there. It was going on like that for quite a bit of time. Freddie also going into that battle as well. So there were 4 different teams battling for that, what effectively would become top 10 positions towards the ends of that race. But very close racing indeed. Perhaps a slightly bit more clumsier than the sublime performance that we saw up at the front, but still a very valiant effort there from Wicked to try and get past Tengku Ezan, who's no slouch himself.
I mean, still, it looks like the Battle of the Titans still, as I can see here. Wicked is not bad, driving the MX-5. Tengku Ezan too. Very close race in there. In the amateur, on the pro race, I can see these incidents are not too different. They're quite similar with each other, and these guys are racing really hard. That's what I can see here. Wicked just past Ezan. I wouldn't say with a breeze. That's you need to set the overtake first. As you can see here, that's a pretty long straight, but he didn't go into the inside just yet. But he takes the late apex to get a very good exit out to the straight right here.
Yeah. So as you can see that Majid Hafiz finally has got himself the ability to comment. Yay, dah boleh komen. So dia Paduka. So macam mana lepas ni boleh tap-tap manja ke?
Okay, saya nak menjawab tap-tap manja ni. Okay. Mungkin ramai tak mengetahui new update di dalam iRacing. Okay, sebelum ini kita memang tak boleh langsung nak body to body, bumper to bumper, apa lagi, door to door. Memang tak boleh. Bila ada sedikit pelanggaran yang macam kita dapat lihat ketika Ibrahim dan juga siapa tadi? Ibrahim dengan Ilham tadi tu. Kalau berlaku je macam tu tadi tu, dah, kalau update sebelum ni memang orang kata totally out dah.
Betul.
Tapi
antara
new
berpusing
update, yes. So new update new update ni dibenarkan door to door, bumper to bumper, sekadar touching biasa tu normal. Sebab kalau siapa perasan, dia zero incident. Kecuali kalau bunyi yang memang macam drive bomb. Yes, itu kali 4.
So this was the crash that Kulvinder Singh suffered going out of turn 1 here. This is our 8th incident of the race there. You can see he was trying desperately hard to try and get past Jay Chong in the blue URT car, and really just about got a nice drag coming out towards turn 1 there, but unfortunately it all unraveled coming into the braking zone here. He went a little bit wide and onto the grass, and that's when unfortunately we had a small impact which became a big impact for Kulvinder Singh. So very unfortunate to see him out of the race.
Indeed, I got nothing more to say to that actually. It's again, I think it's spatial awareness when you rejoin the track, and not only towards the red car but also towards the blue car. He knows the red car is on the outside as well, and the red car should have known that the blue car is on the inside. So it's more of a who wants to back off first. So I don't know. I cannot comment that much on this. I would happily hear from Paduka actually. Paduka ada apa-apa nak cakap pasal insiden ni?
Ya, kita faham bila mana setiap kali kita off track, kita cuba untuk masuk. Bila kita nak masuk tu, kita tahu yang kita biasanya tindakan ni adalah tindakan yang berani mati lah sebenarnya. Kalau kita cakap ni berani mati lah. Bila mana kita ambil risiko, kita mengharapkan orang belakang tolong berhenti, bagi aku balik, bagi balik semula position aku. So itu sebenarnya yang kebanyakannya berlaku. So sebenarnya kita dah kena plan lah daripada awal. Kalau kita tahu kalau kita ambil risiko late braking, kita tahu kita akan overshoot, so better give and take.
Give and take.
So dia relate dengan benda yang tadi lah, give and take. Bagi je dulu, nanti kita ambil balik. Daripada kita ambil risiko, sebab orang takkan, yalah kita tengah battle, so kita tak boleh nak harapkan orang untuk bagi kita balik position kita sebabkan mungkin kesilapan kita.
So there we go, give and take, and we all live happily ever after. So now coming up to the battle towards the finish. This is where the two-team battle gets a little bit disrupted. Coming through the final lap here, Ilham Labi being caught on very much by Muhammad Ibrahim coming through the bus stop chicane here. Very tight overtaking maneuver through there, and a crossover at the bus stop chicane there. That was a very, very brave move, but both drivers, a lot of experience on their heads there and a lot of skill to avoid any impact there, but just a little bit too little space from Ibrahim there. Ilham Labi just getting moved over just ever so slightly. Meanwhile, there's a battle going on at the back at the same time there between Miko Nasi and Saiful Arifin. And let's not forget, there is a bit of an interloper further ahead there. Another little bit of a contact there from Ilham Labi. This is when the battle really started showing its teeth. So really quite a lot of bumping and touching there from both drivers as they went up through the boot section. But now, as you can see there, Jae Chong really making amends there. He is making off like a bandit in getting up into third position. So he was in fifth for the majority of the race, and this is the first time Dominic, I do apologize, Dominic, this is the first time that Dominic managed to get up into third place all race long, and he managed to hold that position all the way to the end. He managed to take a little bit of that advantage from the battles going on at the front of the field. So across the line, Ibrahim did take the win on track with Miko Nasi in second and Dominic in third, but there was quite a bit of contact going on through there. We'll have to look at the official results to find out more.
So these are the final laps, yeah? This is the final laps of the race. And as you can see, Dominic Ang runs away with the podium position, third place, just by, hanging out at the back, if you can see. So a little bit a change of events here for the Tolat team and also the Full Focus Racing team here. They were fighting from the start until very last year, but unfortunately though, these are really, really hard racing. That's the theme of the stream tonight. Special awareness. What else? You can hard racing and very, very close battle.
Yep.
I'm speechless right now watching this particular incident.
It was very, very dramatic stuff indeed. Paduka, ada juga lagi satu soalan daripada Michael. Dia jadi student yang agak elok pada malam ni. Is that move allowed yang last tu sekali?
Last ni ke? Okay. Okay, saya tahu mungkin akan tapi saya perlu perjelaskan lah di mana ada beberapa benda yang kita harus tekankan di video ini, di mana sebenarnya okay, kalau kita faham daripada sudut yang sekarang ni, kita dapat lihat di mana first adalah bila tak cukup ruang yang diberikan oleh kereta merah ini kepada kereta hitam ini di tempat yang di sini. Kalau siapa dapat lihat kat sini dia tak bagi ruang yang cukup. Patutnya dia kena ke kanan lagi sebab kanan tu masih lagi luas. So patutnya dikekalkan battle side by side tu. So bila mana ada sedikit pelanggaran, momentum mula hilang. So dekat sini satu kita selalu pesan di mana driver kereta hanya boleh satu move sahaja. So dekat sinilah yang kita nak mention pada driver, bila mana kita keluar daripada kiri ke kanan, kita dah duduk line kanan, so kita kena stay line tu. Kita tak boleh pergi ke kanan untuk blocking. Setengah orang menganggap itu adalah defend. Tidak. Kalau dia dah move, maknanya dia kena stay dekat situ. So explanation yang ni memang agak susah untuk diperjelaskan, tapi sebenarnya untuk lebih lanjut lagi memang kena lebih detail lagi adalah macam saya cakap dia kena tak boleh dua move, dia kena satu move. Satu pergerakan sahaja. Selepas pada yang ni, saya tahu insiden yang terakhir tu adalah yang sebenarnya menjadi isu. Insiden yang terakhir tu. Itu boleh tak kita nak highlightkan yang tu? Boleh tak nak cepatkan sikit ke depan untuk video yang tu? Yang kita sedia maklum yang kat sini ni tak? Okay, clear. Memang sepatutnya kereta merah tu memberi ruang pada kereta hitam ni. Sepatutnya dia kena kanan lagi. So dia hilang momentum kat sini. Okay. Tapi dekat sini kita nak cakap bila dia keluar kiri dan kiri, sepatutnya dia stay kiri sebab dia dah keluar kiri. So kereta belakang yang merah ni ada ruang untuk mintas, tapi ada satu move untuk block. So kereta belakang tu pergi ke kanan ke kiri untuk cuba memintas. Dan bila kita lihat berulang kali dalam video di mana ada sedikit understeer. So insiden ini berlaku.
So itu ada beberapa insiden yang mungkin kurang sempurna kalau bandingkan dengan perlombaan yang agak menakjubkan pada malam semalam. So drum roll please everyone. We are going to head off over to the podium and let's see what the results are.
Let's go.
Miko Nasi takes home first place for Full Focus Racing. Dominic Ang takes home second for URT Red, and Ilham Flabi is in third for Toda. So Miko Nasi takes home 500 ringgit for his efforts there, keeping his nose clean and getting the car to the front of the field. Dominic Ang takes home a 300 ringgit check for his troubles for URT Red, and 200 ringgit goes to Ilham Flabi for Toda Racing.
Congratulations to the podium, especially to Dominic Ang. He's having a pretty good race and managed to slot into second place. That was quite of a miracle, if I must say so. So congratulations to the podium winners.
So just to put it in context, Dominic Ang started that lap in fifth, and he managed to get himself up into third before heading up into second place. So we're going to have a quick look at the pro results. Miko Nasi is in first place, Dominic Ang in second, Ilham Flabi is in third place, Saiful Arifin is in fourth, followed by Muhammad Taki, Teguh Ezanle, Jazrin Jali, Nazmi Mazli, and Muhammad Ibrahim. Now you probably, ladies and gentlemen, has noticed the asterisk there, and that's because the stewards decided that he got a 15-second penalty for that last incident. So very bad luck there from Muhammad Ibrahim. Hopefully he'll be able to come back stronger and really take them back on. Iman Danish comes home in 10th place, rounding out the top 10 for the pro category. Further on, we have Chok Fong Pang and Freddie Ang, who unfortunately picked up a 10-second penalty in 12th place. Shami Aizan is in 13th, followed by Muhammad Afif and Faiz Azlan.
Right.
So
let me take this, Max. You've been talking way too much. Take a rest. Let me handle this one. From 21st, Ayman Zubair. Going down into 22nd, Muhammad Azam, Muhammad Azni, Aaron Lim, and followed by Azlan Manap. In 25th, Ruben Wong, 26th, Kevin Singh, and in 27th, Jay Chong, to round up the entire grid of the Pro Class series. Let's go to team standings. Ooh.
So let's have a quick look at team standings. And Full Focus Racing is up in first position with 27 points. And is that Toda Racing on the same amount of points? The bit rate has just dropped down.
My.
Yeah. I had to look a little bit closer there.
Yeah.
But Full Focus and Toda Racing are both on the same amount of points as they go into round 2. So that's going to be very exciting thing indeed. URT Red is in third with 19 points. And Toda Revolution has 10 points in 4th place.
Very well done. Yeah.
Pretty spectacular stuff there. You could not write a better script if you tried. Full Focus Racing and Toda Racing are going to go head to head and really lock horns at the next round. And the next round is going to be a very, very unique battle in terms of the positions there. So round 2 is going to be at the Oran Park GP circuit, one of the few racetracks in the world that has a figure 8 layout. And it was one of the classic racetracks in Australia. It held a round of the World Superbike Championship and also was a mainstay of club racing in Australia. Unfortunately, no longer with us in the real world, but we get to relive those memories here on iRacing at the XOX Esports Challenge. It's going to be a brilliant track, isn't it?
Max, I cannot wait to get to see the race this weekend. Yeah. And Oran Park is a very, very special track, though. It's a little bit narrow, but at the same time, there's a lot of runoff area. You can go and visit the lake in the middle of the track there. Wouldn't recommend you to do that during the race, but with the drama that we had in the last week, in the last race, to bring it over into the second week here, the second round, I am very well anticipating this race. Gives me the chills. Yeah.
It's going to be very, very exciting indeed. Looking at that second corner, the flyover, and the final sector, it's going to be an amazing race for the pros and the AMs. But that's it from us. All that remains for me to do is to thank our guests for this evening. Thank you, Ashad, for coming over and for helping out as our quartermaster, helping out with all of your guys' needs in the sim racing world for running in this challenge. You seem to be able to keep yourself up and running there.
Thank you very much, Max. Yeah, thank you very much. Fist bump? Can we fist bump?
Fist bump? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Whoops. Down, low, up.
Mix. I'm sorry. No, we're just playing. But really looking forward for the next round. And I mean, it's the least I could do, Max, to help out with Adrenaline Impact here. And I wish I could do more.
Thank you very much. You have been very, very helpful, and for helping us out in this, our first post-race show, our little recap show here. Also, special thanks to Paduka. Terima kasih Paduka kerana sudi datang dan untuk cuba jawab apa-apa soalan lagi yang kita ada tu. So, terima kasih ya.
Ya, sama-sama.
Terima kasih Paduka.
Yeah, so alrighty, so that's going to be it for me, Matthew Paula, for Urshad, for Paduka, and for our director, Kara Alang. So special thanks to everyone else who has been making this event really work out quite well. The special thanks goes out to our sponsors, XOX Mobile, one XOX, XOX eSIM, as well as Estremo Oil, and we will see you at Oran Park next weekend. But for now, that's it from me. Chara.